Hi everyone, my name's Kevin. I'm the Economics A-level teacher here at East Sussex College, Lewes. Thanks for coming along. Just want to give you an overview of the course, an idea of what it's all about, why you might want to study it and where it could take you. So a bit about me first of all. So I'm an economics graduate. I worked for about 15 years in various industries as an accountant, particularly working with international charities, working overseas in developing countries quite a bit before I got into teaching 5 or 6 years ago. And since then I've been teaching across A-levels, vocational courses and also across degree programs. What about the course then? What about economics? So what is it and why would you want to study it? So I know some of you have studied economics before, but most of you probably won't have. So a little bit about what it's all about. Economics is a study of the problems, the major challenges the world is facing, the big questions that we hear about in the news. That's what economics is all about. So at the moment, the big one has been the coronavirus pandemic. That's an economics problem as well as a health problem. There's a big impact on people's jobs, on people's incomes, on people's lives, on and stretching the National Health Service and on education, the way people are learning and the way people are having to work from home. All of those are big economic issues which are going to have impacts on us and impacts on the country in the future. Other big economic issues that we will study. Brexit, was that the right thing to do? Was the UK right to leave the European Union? Climate change, how can we contribute to the discussion about reducing carbon emissions and protecting the planet for future generations? Inequality is a big one in the news at the moment, with a lot of hurt around the fact that different groups in society are still not treated equally. This is a big economics topic, and our job is really to think about how we and how governments can go about tackling those problems and try to kind of improve the standards of living of people in the country and in the world as a whole. Okay, so what's the course look like? So you will be studying two main subjects, microeconomics and macroeconomics. Micro looks at the decisions of individuals and businesses mainly and how we make our choices. Macro looks at those bigger picture subjects around the country as a whole and the economy and how well it is doing and how we can improve the performance of the UK economy. Why would you want to do it? Well, a lot of employers really like economics as a subject because it enables students to think about things in a different way. It opens their minds to the problems of the world and gets you to think about those issues in a different way, which can be really useful for business and in future careers. Equally, universities love it. It's a very popular, well-regarded subject for universities because they understand that students of economics will have learnt how to think about problems differently, how to produce good quality work in response to some of the questions that we've talked about. So where could it lead you? Well, often people think economics is going to lead you into the financial sector, banking, accountancy, those sorts of things. And that's true. That could be where we end up. A lot of students do. But equally, it might lead you into politics. It might lead you into environmental type jobs or something about international relations. It could lead you into work with charities or work in education, all sorts of different areas. So it opens up lots of doors for you. And in that way, it's a really kind of exciting subject to take at this stage of your education. So I think that's the main things I want to get across to you. I hope to see some of you in the future, and thank you very much for coming along today.
Studying economics has really helped me find what I'd like to pursue in the future. Therefore, I'll be going to university to further my economic knowledge and hopefully find a job in financial markets.
Studying economics has helped me pursue a career in finance.
Studying economics opens up a range of internship opportunities, and it's probably the most relevant thing you could study at the moment.
Following secondary school, much of the education which I've been used to thus far was very theoretical and very sort of nitpicky, such as English and the way they teach it. So alongside law and psychology, which I currently do alongside business at college, I wanted to find a subject which had some real life application to it, something which I could apply the theory to not just the exam, but to real life, and wider than that. So I looked through the courses and found business, and I assumed that that's what it would be. And I'm very happy to say that that assumption was entirely correct. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing business this year purely because of the broad specification which we learn. We don't just learn about a few things, we learn about things from finance, to marketing, to managing people, to the economy, and operations management, and that's just in this year. And what's so brilliant is that in the exam itself, having this theory means nothing unless you can apply it to real-life businesses. And that's where this course is so good. All the knowledge that you learn is relevant, it's topical, and the exam requires that we apply what we've learnt to advise businesses perhaps on the evaluate questions, or to relate our knowledge to a real-life business based on what we've read. And that means it's not just about the exam itself learning this subject, but it's about looking around, wider. Looking when you go down the high street or when you go out somewhere. Everything is business. And what's amazing is how all this theory can be applied to that real life. This year I've especially enjoyed studying the economy and external influences and their impact on business performance. I think it's so interesting looking at the exchange rate and inflation and also other social factors which affect business performance, which are so important now and topical given that business is going to be so affected by the coronavirus pandemic. And it's for that reason that I would advise anybody who is perhaps thinking or unsure as to taking business that, as far as I'm concerned, it's one of the best courses that you can do. Not only because it's an interesting and broad course, but also because it will benefit you, not just in the exam, but outside and in the future. I hope that helps you in making your decision.
Why Business Studies A-Level? Business Studies A-Level offers you the opportunity to study different businesses in different industries. It looks at why they exist and how they are run, and how they are affected by the environment in which they operate in. We use real-life business scenarios and examples to illustrate the theory behind business decision-making, its causes and effects, whether they are positive, highlighting successful businesses, or negative, showing where businesses have failed. If you choose Business Studies A-Level, you'll be able to develop a critical understanding of organisations, the markets they serve, and the processes of adding value. You will be aware that business behaviour can be studied from perspectives of a range of stakeholders, such as customers and owners, shareholders and communities. You will also acquire a range of skills including decision-making and problem-solving, be aware of the current structure of business and business practice, and develop the ability to acquire a range of important transferable skills, such as finance, data analysis, presenting arguments, making judgments, and conducting research. Business Studies A-Level is a subject that can fit well with other A-Level selections within your programme of study, and a good grade in Business A-Level can enable you to go to university or go into the world of work, either working for a company or starting up your own enterprise. My name is Michelle Plant, A-Level Business Coordinator, and I very much like to welcome you to my world of business.
Hi, I'm Michelle Burkill. I'm going to be your BTEC Level 3 Business Coordinator. Looking forward to meeting you.